Hello YouTubers, this is Optimus Frank and welcome back to my channel. I want to share my thoughts on the Netflix Siege War for Cybertron that was released yesterday. I thought it was severely lacking when it had all the potential to be great. For me to buy this much of it, I really had high hopes. I was actually hoping for something like the intro to Fall of Cybertron for PS3. That was dark and violent. But I did like a few things, but there was much I did not like. So if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, go watch it, then come back to my video. So let's start with what I did not like. Optimus got annihilated by Megatron, really bad. A Perceptor would have put up the better fight. Optimus has the matrix of leadership, the power side, where Ultra Magnus has the knowledge, the knowledge side of what Alpha Trion left him. And that's fine, and also an opportunity for this story to build from. It's just a new idea, but to be so powerful and to be humiliated by Megatron really emasculates Optimus. And Optimus is like right up there with Superman or Captain America, so to see Optimus get his butt handed to him was really cringy, Then Alita 1 nagged Optimus like she was his mama, even more emasculating. No one respected Optimus's decisions. But because he's a leader chosen by the Matrix, they have to follow his commands. It kind of makes Autobots look religious, and they have to follow this chosen Autobot with Matrix of leadership that cannot lead. He gets contradicted, and everyone argues he gets contradicted and argues with his Autobots to get his ideas across. Ultra Magnus and Alita 1 shoot down his ideas. There were several moments in the movie where, when confronted by an Autobot under his command, he would be silent, and then, he would grunt like, and then it would pan away to somewhere else in the story. Speaking of Megatron, and what I liked, but I didn't like, he had a great beginning by attempting to reason with Wheeljack. And they had an interesting start to their conversation, but then Megatron switches to, I don't care what you want, Wheeljack, and then decides to have them executed. And I think it would have been interesting if he converted Wheeljack into a Decepticon. It would have been an opportunity for writers to show the audience how intelligent Megatron was. Hell, they could have made him as smart as Beast Wars Megatron. It kind of smothers any chance of Megatron being an evil genius. So they settled for Dictator Megatron, where Genius Megatron could have given fans way more than 6 episodes. Sorry, I have a list here. Hold on. They had another chance to build on Megatron being part of an oppressed minority, but it seems they mentioned it briefly. Then they give up on building that part of the story. And I think it was so important to do that, to build on that, because it was one of the few moments in the 6 episodes where the Decepticons say, you brought this onto yourself, and you noble Autobots are the ones who messed up. But nothing else is mentioned about Autobot sins against Cybertronian society. That would have been a great angle to build from. What was also backwards was when Ratchet shows up. Ratchet shows more leadership than Optimus. Ratchet brought Autobots and Decepticons to look past their differences, and Ratchet was the one, to his credit, who converted Compactor to the good side. Go Optimus Ratchet. The voice actors were okay. They did what they had to do. The voice casting, however, really did a disservice to some of the characters. First off, there will never be a better Starscream than Cobra Commander himself, Christopher Collins. That's a tough bar to meet, and the voice of this Siege Starscream did well. I was disappointed, however, with Soundwave and Shockwave. They should have been more cold, monotone, and indifferent. They were so cold that Megatron would rarely even talk down to them in most other continuities, but seeing Megatron talk down to both of them or yelling at them was weird. Mirage was another disappointment. The idea of him wearing Autobot colors was a great idea, with great potential, and they dropped the ball. It makes his figure worthless because his Decepticon figure worthless because it was so short-lived. He essentially stole Hound's power. Mirage had the power of invisibility, and Hound had the power of creating illusions. I don't think writers cared enough to be accurate with this and settled for lazy writing. They could have taken Mirage's invisibility if they wanted to, and instead given him an undercover role within the Decepticon ranks. And that could have lasted longer. They could have had Cliffjumper smack him around some more for it, And it would have easily gained 2 or 3 more episodes. You know what else was lazy? Having an army of remolds on both sides of the war when they have so many characters to throw in from any other continuity. I mean, give us an Easter egg or something for viewers to rewind the movie for. But no, this was obviously made to just promote the Siege toilet, and it shows they get a little too greedy. I mean, they could have put more Autobots in the Ark, you know, but it was only like a small handful of them that actually made it to the end. I mean, why didn't Bumblebee transform? Well, because that would mean they would have to manufacture Bumblebee's Cybertronian car mode. It's too inconvenient at this point. Also, killing off Ultra Magnus was a bad business move. I would have loved to see Megatron and Ultra Magnus go at it. Plus, the Ultra Magnus toy is not cheap and all its plastic. I mean, Ultra Magnus Earthrise would have sold off the shelves. Plus, he didn't even get to fight in all the 6 episodes. And his toy comes with so many weapons. For what, really? And let me drink some coffee. Hold on. Okay, almost done here. And for the good things about the movie. Jetfire's road to defection was good. Bumblebee being neutral and eventually becoming chosen for the Alpha Trion Protocol was also new for fans. Red Alert's role as a medic was also good. Characters like him and Impactor were elevated. I even liked that Prowl could kill Jetfire. But I think that it was so bad that there were so many other things that were not good that it kind of drowns out all of those things that were good about it. I give it a 3 out of 10, primarily because there were so many missed opportunities to build on characters, and they dropped the ball so many times to give fans a better story. It could have been better if they did some character building or storytelling. But with 6 episodes, this was obviously rushed, doing a disservice to fans, whether they're young or old. I mean, I've seen better writing from a Mortal Kombat game. So I'm going to rewatch an 80s movie or play through War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron on my PS3 because that's where it was done right. On second thought, I have mixed feelings about Jetfire. Jetfire looked like a coward because his defection was not clean. It took Starscream snitching on him to get him to leave to the other side. Had Starscream not done what he did, he would have still been a Decepticon fighting on the Decepticon side. And then when he cut Starscream's arm off in the beginning, why didn't he just finish him off? I mean, Starscream was out of line constantly. I mean, was he secretly in love with Starscream? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Somewhere, where did he develop a conscience? And Megatron was given Jetfire advice, as in, tools can be replaced, But Jetfire started off strong, disarming Starscream, but somewhere he got a conscience, and he didn't want to kill him for some reason, or he held back. But how can they make Earthrise or the next season better? If you thought it was great, tell me why in the comments. If you agree or see what else wasn't right, please add it in the comments too. Thank you for listening. If you want more content from my channel, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for future content. This is Optimus Frank. Till all are one.